Good morning from Los Angeles. Are you guys sick of seeing my mug yet? How's everybody doing? Welcome to Power Hour. Interesting day today, actually. A lot to talk about, but before I do anything, today is a special day. Um, Today is 9/11, and let's remember the victims of 9/11. Hold on, let me turn my phone off. Let's definitely remember the victims on 9/11 because um, 9/11 is a special day for me specifically, because as you guys can see in the at that specific pit, but I started, as I said. By the way, let's actually take care of some business. So I'm going to start doing a lot of, not a lot, weekly spaces. Probably last I did it on Sunday, but I was competing with the NFL. Didn't think about it. I'm going like, who the heck is going to listen to you about trading or investing or economy while people are getting drunk and watching football and eating chips and hot dogs? I'm going like, horrible timing. But so I'm going to probably do them either probably Wednesdays, right? Wednesday, maybe, I don't know, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. So if you have any ideas about that, what time I should do, what day I should do, let me know. That's one. Second thing, I'm going to do these live streams probably at least 3 times a week. Share my trading screen, share my positions, which I did on Monday, but Monday I cut it short a little bit just for the fact that a very important video dropped for the other channel. And to our surprise, truly, one so far in day and a half, less than a couple days, 1.8 million people watched it. I mean, it's gone viral, obviously, and so people saw my mug for 12 minutes in the video. We tested certain things, and I hope you watched it. And if you're not into it, please go watch it. It's on More Perfect Union's channel. Yeah. So good morning to everybody. I don't know how many of you are here. I'm still getting used to these things, but I mean, that's good branding for me, right? 1.8 million people seeing your mug. But in the other brand's shirt and hat, not mine. But not the point. The point is, I'm trying to do good things on the other channel, which I think I have over the last couple of years, and I'm definitely going to do the same thing here with full transparency. And so I did the live on Monday, and then it dropped, and I cut it off short. So today I'll probably stay a couple hours. Whoever comes in, comes in. Whoever goes out, goes out. I'll show you my positions. I'll show you about what I did today, what the positions are doing that I actually talked about on Monday. And so, but before that, I share my screen and do anything else. Let's make it really interactive. So don't be shy. There are no stupid questions. There are no unimportant questions. If you have questions to ask, to the best of my ability, I will answer it about crypto and stocks and economy or whatever. Let's just make it really super interactive. And I am really thankful for this channel's growth. I mean, it's done pretty well for 3 months. It's still, I think it's getting to 1,200 subscribers. And, pretty soon I think I'll be able to receive super chats. So if you guys feel generous, it's like my tip. But I'm also going to create memberships because, people got to get paid. Not me, but Chris and everybody else. So with that said, let's remember what today is, first of all. It's 9/11, okay? 9/11 was life-changing for this country. Actually, to be perfectly honest with you guys, 9/11 changed a lot in this country's history. It was the first time that look, a lot of you may have conspiracy theories, this and that. I'm not going to get into any of that. I'm not that type of person. it happened. Okay, those buildings did come down. It has special meaning for me because in the World Trade Center, WTC's tower, there were two towers. I worked in one for 6 months as one of those people, as a runner, because on WTC one, by the way, did you guys know that each building had its own individual zip code? Did you guys know that? That's how tall and towering those buildings were. And COMEX, which is where gold, silver, copper, um, couple other commodities were traded in the pits. That's where all my career started. And obviously, I was done there way before the buildings came down. But it changed the country. This country changed completely, right? We became preemptive striking, all these things. Obviously, Bush Jr. was in the White House when that happened. It changed the country's direction. And, we know what happened after that with Daddy Bush, when Iraq invaded Kuwait. Obviously, Desert Storm, Desert Shield, all these things. And I think since then, actually, the country is not the same. And, luckily, we didn't have any major events. I mean, we had actually domestic terrorism, a couple of attacks. So whoever is protecting us is doing a decent job. Although I'm kind of changing my mind on that now with what's been going on, with the latest immigration policies. We don't know who's coming into this country. And I'm kind of really actually quite, I'm not nervous. I mean, whatever's going to happen is going to happen. But who are we letting into this country? I mean, are there some bad actors sneaking in? I'm pretty sure there are. But what happened in 9/11, actually, I had quit Comex. And then, as I said on the spaces on X, I pretty much, it's under Sergio, at Sergio AVED is my ID on X or Twitter. It's recorded, so please go listen to the recording. But then I'm going to start doing probably as one spaces a week. I'm going to do at least 3 of these a week, especially when markets are active. Try to help everybody out, really. I mean, I'm very appreciative of the support, by the way. But to me, information education is power, and I'm trying to share my 30 plus years of experience with you all. That's because I've seen it all. Okay, I've seen literally all. I've seen 4 or 5 crashes, at least couple, if not 3 recessions, because that's what's missing with the newbies these days, right? They haven't seen a down market. And the first sign of things turning around, people blow their accounts up. Well, they do it because they haven't seen it before. They haven't seen that movie. I've seen every single movie possible. And so one thing you can learn, as I said, when I started the channel, I recommended a few books, right? On technical analysis, option trading, things like that. You can read all the books. You can get the best computers. You can get the best software. You can even do what I'm doing, with retail, obviously. You can have an algorithm for yourself that trades for you, which mine does. But my point is, you cannot learn experience and you cannot buy experience. And if I can share that with you all, with the pitfalls of investing, trading, the economy, looking at the macro, micro, all these things, put it together, I call it reading the tea leaves. I think it's necessary. And the other thing is completely necessary, I think, is that is not happening in this country, is educating our youngsters. They teach our youngsters about sex, and they teach our youngsters about, gender and all that stuff, and even down to the elementary school level, right? But why aren't they teaching them about finance? Why aren't they teaching them about, without money, you can't do anything, and how to acquire wealth, long-term wealth, How why aren't they teaching that? And I don't see it. I honestly don't see it. And they have to wait to go to college if they pick econ or whatever. They take some classes, and then they come out of college. Well, if you go to private college specifically, a couple $100,000 worth of student loans, right? Which they have to pay the rest of their lives almost. And to me, if they maybe learned about investing, because there's no age to investing. You could be 10 years old and have a custodial account by a parent and then start investing in your children's account. College funds, right? I mean, there's a lot of things people don't know how to do. Or if you're just starting life, graduated college, why not an IRA, right? I mean, not every company is going to offer you a 401k. Why not a SEP IRA if you're 1099 worker or an independent contractor or self-employed? People don't know. So I think education is lacking. So I'm going to try to do that here. Obviously, trading, right? And so 9/11 took place, and on top of the World Trade Center 1, which had COMEX in it, we used to call it, every day after, working, if you call it work, it was work, man. It was wonderful, amazing days. Brings back all these memories. And I had quit being a runner, then became a trader. One of these guys, top step, bottom step, selling, buying, all that good stuff. Then what happened is I obviously graduated from here, pay my dues and moved to equities and derivatives. I told that story actually on the spaces. Started with a small boutique firm, but very, very prestigious boutique firm out of college, and then went to trading desks and pay my dues there. Became VP of trading, then head of trading desk. So all that experience is invaluable. You can't learn that. You have to do it. And so when you do it, it's really different than paper trading or talking about it, or getting a tip here and there. There's no tips, by the way. Tips are at the horse races. Don't ever ask me, Serge, give me a tip. I'm like, I'll boot you out of here. I get asked that question at every drink and dinner party. Give me a tip, Serge. Like, what the? There's no tips. Tips are at the horse races, bro. But anyway, so long story short, 9/11, I wasn't there, obviously, but a lot of people were. I mean, 3,000 plus people perished in those attacks. And how many firefighters, how many police officers? I was in New York when it happened, but how many people perished? How many lives changed? How many families' lives changed? The country's direction changed, right? So today is a day to thank all those people, all the firemen, all the police officers who went into burning buildings, which the buildings collapsed obviously after a few hours. I remember it like yesterday. We were on Wall Street, and there is literally a place called Wall Street, by the way. If you ever go to New York, go visit Wall Street. There is like a street name, Wall Street, where the old things have changed, obviously. Where the old New York Stock Exchange was. In fact, one of the people from the other channel sent me a picture. He happened to be in New York, and there is this massive copper or bronze bull right in front of the exchange. And so he sent me a picture, and that brought back memories. It was yesterday, and then today is 9/11, so that brings back memories, good and bad. So the good part was at the top of the the World Trade Center 1, we used to call it WTW, or I came up with a better name actually for the for the bar. We used to call it, I said, why do we call it WOW? This is WOW, right? So what was it? WOW was Windows of the World. And if you've been there, if you're my age, if you visited that place, you know what I'm talking about. It was a bar, just like downtown LA at the Bonaventure. It was a circling bar. So this bar or gathering, place, top floor, I think 120th or 125th floor. And you guys have to understand, they have like elevators in these things that I don't know how many elevators, right? There are some express elevators. If you, the worst thing that you could do is if you get caught in an elevator, that's not an express elevator. Imagine stopping at every floor, going up or down. But long story short, that's what we used to do. We used to work. This was not my days of a runner. I'm on Wall Street working for Prudential, and what do people do? There are these watering holes that all these traders go. Right? We just know each other. During the day, we sit on top of each other's throats, and then at the end of the day, we go get drunk. And money is good, young, freedom, amazing, amazing memories. And then, but my place was wow. We would just take the express elevator, get the wow, and as you guys can imagine, those were the tallest buildings in New York at the time. Now they're the new World Trade Center actually is taller than the one that went down. And this thing was Sergio. Imagine the view at 125th floor, right? From the bridges, and I mean it's amazing, right? So we used to just get gathered there, a bunch of us, and drink and talk shop and figure who got killed that day, who made money that day, the next day, what our positions were, it's like a network. And today, that's all replaced by our cell phones. We actually used to talk. And today, all we do is text and then get on Facebook and get on Twitter and get on Instagram. And there's no more art of talking. There's no more art of communication. And it was amazing. So the day 9/11 happened, as you know, I'm in New York, so markets open at in LA, right? Markets open at 6:30 a.m. In New York, it's 9:30. Everybody's at work at. I used to get to work at like as early as 8. Get my shit together because we didn't have all this automation those days. But still, if you're running a desk, you got to know what the heck is going on, what the position sizes are, what the risk sizes are. Anyway, long story short, I'm asleep deep. I got a phone call. I think it was 7-ish, New York time. A buddy of mine from the desk called me up. He goes, "Get the hell up." I'm like, "What's going on? You're all right, bro? Something happened?" He goes, "Turn your TV on." I'm like, "Bro, what's happening?" He goes, "Turn your TV on." I'm like, "Turn my TV on." I see one of the buildings on fire. I'm like, "Oh my God, this is not happening." And while I'm saying, "Oh my God, this is not happening," the second plane goes into the other building. And I was like, "Oh my God, we're dead." Now, initial thought, never happened before. I didn't expect terrorism, didn't expect any of that. Who would think of that? But I knew that the World Trade Center, when they built it 50 years ago, 50 years before they came down, or 40 years before, it was built in a way that it could withstand because there's a lot of plane traffic around the World Trade Center, and this thing is like the highest 125 floors. Like I said, it has its own zip code. It could withstand like planes going in by mistake, not attack, but Cessnas or some other smallish kind of jets or whatever. Accidents could happen, I guess, right? And I'm thinking it's that. And then when the second plane went in, that's when it kicked into me. Then I said, wait a minute, two planes at once? No, something's going on. So get up, start listening. CNN those days. I don't watch CNN or listen to CNN at all these days. And showing the buildings on fire. I'm going like, I'm trying to gather my thoughts. Then your mind goes to immediately, and then when they start talking about terrorism, your mind immediately goes to shit. Am I short or long the market? What positions do I have? What positions does the desk have? How badly we're going to get killed? Well, what happened? What happened is that they stopped trading for 3 or 4 days. No trading. So we're like in the dark, and when they opened the markets, absolute disaster. And in those days, we had, circuit breakers and things like that. And I'm going like, this is the end of the world. This is not good. But then what happened is that this goes to show you the experience part. Obviously, we have to do something. Bush Jr. is like coming up with a plan. It took him 3-4 days. So when did the market bottom? It sold off hard, and all our positions are just trashed. And I'm like, this is bad. And long story short, again, markets are closed. Middle of the night, I get another phone call. Turn your TV on. I'm like, bro, this is getting old. What do? We started bombing Afghanistan. You guys remember that? Yeah, I remember it. And the next morning, the biggest rip-roaring rally of all time, right? And so it goes to show you what's the experience, what's the learning process here. It's you sell on rumor and buy when the news comes out. Or you do the opposite, right? You buy on the rumor and sell when the news comes out, as we have seen with NVIDIA. So connecting it all together, everybody's expecting amazing earnings. Earnings come out. What did the stock do? Stock sells off 30 points, 25 points. So that's why this is a tricky game. You have to have all this experience to draw from. And, it's like, seriously, it's like you've seen the movie. How many times you have to see the movie to make sure that you don't get hurt next time you see a similar movie? And so I'm going to share all that with you guys. But let me see if there's anything. Cheeky Chops is spamming the board as usual. All right. So first of all, put a thumbs up. Second, share these lives, please, because I'm going to be on probably today a couple hours. I did a day trade today. I'll show you guys that. Small S&P 500. I bought the low. I shouldn't have sold it. I made like $700 in like 4 minutes. I was like, okay, I'm good. But I'll show you all that. I'll show you the positions. I show you the positions I talked about. A couple of them are really moving, pretty good. I added to some things, and so I'll give you the new position update. I sold my NVIDIA today. I had bought options at 4.5. I sold them at 6.5. So pretty good deal. But I couldn't buy everything I wanted. But anyway, I sold them. So whoever followed me with that, okay, I'm a seller of NVIDIA. If you did buy the calls listening to me, again, one other thing. This is not financial advice. This is not trading advice. This is not advice whatsoever. This is purely entertainment. So you guys know. So if you follow me and buy something and sell something and go sideways, I'm not responsible. Past performance is not an indicator of the future. With that out of the way, I'll show you the positions in a minute. And I'll show you what I added to my watch list and things like that. I'll go through some charts, answer some questions, but I'm going to answer some questions. Not answer, but read some comments, questions. Let's see. So the video on perfect union, not better union. Good morning, Mojotronics. Good morning, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Yeah, that MPU thing, man. I worked on that for 2 months. Everything, that video, by the way, is the absolute perfect video. It had a great thumbnail. It had a great title. It had an amazing hook when it first started. But everything Eric said, by the way, Eric is going to be on Show Me the Money on Tuesday. So we're going to talk about that. And on the 24th, David Seligman, because there's 2 parts of that video. One part of the video is about what shady shit these companies are doing. The other part of it is legality and if the government should be looking into this. The other part was David Seligman, who's an attorney who has sued Uber before. And he's going to be on explaining the legality part of the video. But I thought that video is the perfect video. It told the story. It had a great hook. It had a great flow. And it ended with an open question, which was, should the government start paying attention to these companies? And is there more? I'm going to say stay tuned. Because to keep that secret for 2 months, I kind of gave hints. I was like, stay tuned, stay tuned. And I'm like, Eric, when is it happening? Because of Serge, we have so much footage. We're editing, but we're having a difficult time. I'm like, I'm sure you guys will do well. They had like 6-7 hours of footage. The part with me in the car, that was like, I don't know, 30 seconds maybe on the video. I drove around LA for an hour with camera crews and shit in the car. I was like, man. And then the 7 drivers or 6 plus me. I mean, every way, the way they edited it, the way they presented the story, not too difficult to understand. And it's going to hit 2 million. It's going to be in their top 5. So 2 million people can't be all gig workers, right? Mainstream watched it. I got texts from people. I got a text from my team's club soccer teammate's dad because I didn't know you were this famous. I'm like, bro, it's nothing to do with fame. What are you talking about? This is all about doing something that I believe in. And he goes, I thought you're trade. I go, yeah, I trade. He goes, when do you have the time to do all this? I'm like, I don't know. I'll just manage. But the point I'm making is 2 million people watch that, are going to watch that. Most of it, and some of it could be government people. And I'm pretty sure the government watched that. I'm pretty sure the 2 companies involved in it watched that. I'm pretty sure hundreds of thousands of drivers watched that. But more importantly, I'm pretty sure maybe 1 million plus consumers watched that. So now they can probably understand, when they get in a car, what the driver is going through. But I'm glad it came out great. I'm glad it got what it got. That means there is an appetite for these types of stories, right? And yeah, turned out great. So Ant888 yeah says, I saw you, Sergio, on the video. I really knew it was going to be good. Okay, thank you. I wonder what. Well, to answer this one right here, whatever response. Usually, when I do things like this, articles and things like that, immediately there's a response. I get like, "Hey, what the hell?" I'm going like, "What about it? Is it not fact?" I mean, because I've done things like this before, not to this size, to this, not 2 million people watching it, but I was in the LA Times front cover for 6 days. I mean, I've done a lot. And they would go like, hey, man, that's unfair. I'm like, just get lost. There's nothing unfair. You don't do your shady shit, I disappear. So I don't know. They've been crickets for 48 hours. I'm actually disappointed. Or I was joking with a parent yesterday. I said, if I said it jokingly, I hope it doesn't happen. I said, if I die in a fiery car crash, they cut my brake lines. You know what I'm saying? So I said, go to the media and say he had no suicidal tendencies. He was a great guy. Because I was like, I'm going like, they're like eerily quiet. Because I was expecting by now, you asshole. Like, right? So I don't know. Quiet is not a good thing. I'm kind of getting nervous. Get my own security detail. Surging with Sergio Avedian. How? Okay, Chicky Chops. I like you. I don't even know where you're from. Are you in Buffalo? I think, aren't you the one that keeps saying "Go Bills"? Chicky Chops. Look at Chicky Chops. Holy crap! It's just spamming the shit. Let me see. Oh my God, Chicky Chops. Do you have a bot that you just to put these comments in? Boost education is power. Yes, I agree with Chicky Chops. Yes. See, sometimes he said good stuff. Oh yeah, we can talk about those days. Maybe next Monday. I want to talk about the old stuff. I want to explain to you guys about those experiences about Lehman, how I shorted Countrywide at $40, and I had my best friend working at Countrywide. He goes, "You're out of your mind." I'm like, "Okay, cool. One of us will be rich." You can buy experience, but no, you cannot buy experience. You really can. You have to do it. Yes, that's very true. IRA, 401k, yes, correct. Cheeky chops. Get you some. I was there on 9/11. No shit. Were you really? There where? See, everybody says that to me. I was there. I'm like, where? Jersey? Because everybody puts themselves a lot closer to the. I was there. I know I was there. I was really close. I watched the buildings come down. So I don't know where you were, but all I know, Wall and Broad, exactly. Um, yes, 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 yes. I guess Cheeky Chop knows what he's talking about. Are you from the East Coast, bro? Yeah, probably. Sorry, you were in New York. Yeah, I was. That will never leave me. Okay, here's a good question. Did you? No, I didn't. Not the zero D. Not the zero. TDE. I traded this Friday's options, expiring this Friday. I wanted to give me a couple days as opposed to completely gamble out of my ass. So MACD settings, regular, usual settings, buddy. Don't even get into anything else. I mean, I have it on. I rarely watch it. I watch the longer term MACD indicators because they're really trend following. Okay. So I watch it more on the daily charts than intraday charts. So I have a 1 day, 1 year, or 1 day, 3 year setup, especially if it's a pattern that I like, which is basing long time and MACD is kind of dead main EKG. And then when it curls up and goes over zero, that thing is gone. So, like it happened with Upstart, it happened with Affirm. Those are the two stocks. I have actually, I increased my position on Upstart. We'll see in a minute where it's at. But yeah, I MACD regular settings, whatever comes with your thing. I think 1226, pretty much. All right, now that I answered questions, let me add my screen to the stage. Yeah, I've absolutely bought the low on those spiders. Holy shit, I can see it. Yeah. Okay, it's all good. Left a lot of money on the table there. I absolutely bought the spiders at 540. 540.20. I bought 5 lots at a time, 20 of 5 at a time. I'll show you the trade. Okay, so you guys can see the screen. So what I'm going to do now is add it so I can see it. You guys can see this. Yeah, look at that. By the way, there is a trend that's not going to be broken today. What is that trend? Every single 9/11 going back 17 in a row has been plus. This morning, this is what took place. This is a 2-minute S&P 500 chart. We're up 11 bips from being down. Okay, so S&P 500 open here. By the way, inflation numbers came out. They were a little harder than expected. You guys believe the inflation is only 2.4%? Horseshit, I say to the government, gaslighting government of ours. And so this is a 2-minute, 1-day chart of the S&P 500. I have a 10-minute, 10-day chart. So why did I buy it at 540? Think about it. Okay, right here. This is the low from a couple days ago. This is a 10-minute, 10-day chart about 5 days ago, right? Retested the low. Easy trade. Should I kept it? Of course, if I had kept it, I probably would be up like $6,000 maybe. But I'll show you the trade in a minute. But then again, I waited. About 540.20. Actually, kind of touched 540, broke a little bit under it. Now I bought the next 5 lots. And on the way up, I bought 2 more lots of 5. And then that was it. And I got out right about here, about 542.5-ish range. It was a day trade, nothing more. I honestly did not think market would do what it did because I already had long positions going in. So what are the long positions going in, people? What do we talk about on Monday? Live. Upstart. Okay, let's make these charts a little bigger. Right here. All right, so this is the S&P 500 daily chart. And I'll go through the Mag 7 in a minute, but this is the 2-minute chart. So I bought it right here. And again, Okay, we talked about Upstart. Remember, I added to Upstart this morning, actually. I had 40 calls. Now I have 65 calls, 65 call options. October, 40 calls. I added at 105, 110, 115. Lowered my average about 161, 162. And here's the position, 65 options, full transparency. October 18 expiration, $40 calls right here. 60. See where it says plus 65, 40 calls on the upper left-hand corner. So if I click on it, it'll tell me where the overall position is at. So overall position, my average got down to $162 and a half. They're about $1.73. So I'm up about $500 on that. This morning I was down about $2,000 on the position. So, not everything is rosy. Like I said, gains, loss, winners, whatever. The next one, I missed actually buying. Well, NVIDIA was the other one. I sold them at 6.5 today, so it's not going to show a position, obviously. But this is all 2-minute charts, by the way. So we'll go into the dailies in a minute. And I bought Bitcoin BITX, which is the 2x volatility Bitcoin trust. I paid, here's the position. I only have 10 calls on that. I bought them at $1.18. They're $1.62. So I'm up about $450 on that, which is okay. I'm just holder on that. Again, October 18th, $30 call options. And then what did I say about one other one? Remember Zim? Well, you guys can go watch the Power Hour if you guys are not paying attention. Zim Integrated, it's a shipping company. I said that. What did I say? I said, okay, this is let me put the daily. I remember it like yesterday. I said it's right on its 200 EMA. It should get a bounce. Well, today is what? Up $1.74, up 11%. And here's my positions. I added to those after Monday, yesterday. 50 of the 20 calls I have, October, 50 of the 20 calls. When I said that on Monday, I had 30, I think I had 30 then. I added to them. Now I have 50. My average trade price is 51 cents. At the moment, they're 91 cents. Position is up 78%. I'm up about a couple of grand on that position. So overall, pretty good. In NVIDIA, I pulled in about 1,100, so that was okay. Upstart, probably, hopefully go for a double there. And when this position, definitely go for a double, maybe a little bit more. Now, it's into resistance. It's into 200-day. When stock gets up to the middle Bollinger Band, I'll start lightening up about $19. Another thing I did today, don't do this, by the way. You can do everything until now, but not these. So if you didn't get in when I got in my prices, and if you buy it now, hoping it's going to go to I'm not responsible. You guys can do whatever the heck you want. I'm just telling you where I got in, where I got out. Remember, I said I had Hain Celestial. I sold the stock at 9, actually, right here. And I said that on Monday. I had owned stock. So now the crazy me, I said, let me go buy some lottery tickets. So this is a big position. So I'm not telling you to do it. Again, this is not trading advice, financial advice. I bought 250 of October 10 calls. So I have about 36, 37 days to go. At a nickel. It's $1,250, and they priced it at nothing. So that's why it looks like I have a $765 loss. But if I buy them at a nickel, sell them at a dime, stock moves here, back to 850. This will be like 15, 20 cents. There's a chance of tripling my money. Once in a while, I do these little lottery tickets. The reason is I'm up on other positions already. I'll take, $1,000 and throw it in there. True lottery, seriously. But then, I like the chart. I mean, it had a major move. Volume is drying out. Don't do this. This most likely will expire worthless, but I will trade myself in and out of this. Another one I said on Monday was Affirm. Beautiful chart. Came right almost to the 20-day EMA. From 45 to 35 almost, there's your buying point. I mean, and today it's up at 39. So yeah, from yesterday's low to today, you're already up 4 points. It's up a couple of bucks today at 5%. So I mentioned all these things. I like these charts. When they get going, right, you get in. And on pullbacks, you buy where you're supposed to buy. Again, at Upstart, why did I buy it there and why did I add it? Okay, well, let's take a look at it. Okay. Again, you guys are going to go, well, you're not active enough for me. I'm like, tough shit. I'm not your place then. If you want, throwing spaghetti on the wall, knock yourself out. So why did I buy Upstart? I mean, it pulled back. Yes, this is not like an Nvidia trade or not as strong as a firm. Not as this is a bounce back trade as we call it. Stock was 45, pulled back to 32 and a half, right to the 50-day EMA. Bounce candidate to probably about 37 range, maybe back to middle Bollinger Band at 38 and a half, 39 at that time. And then why did I buy the 40s? Well, 40s were like a buck and a quarter, so that's the most I can lose. Well, not when I started buying. When I started buying, there were $2, but then I averaged myself to $1.60 now, and I have a profit on it. But the point I'm trying to make is these are bounce back trades. These are trades that professionals like me should do. Your trade should be more like a firm. Your trade should be more like Nvidia's, coming back to support and then, liquid enough to get in and get out. What you guys should be paying attention to is find uptrends. Remember my favorite, Kava? What does that look like? That looks wonderful, right? So what did the stock do, actually? Let's talk about Kava. Kava earnings came out. They popped it from literally from 100 to 100 and almost 30, 128.76. Then what did the stock do? Pulled back 17 points, didn't even get to the 20 EMA because it shows how strong it is. And today, 110, 105, 110 is your buying point, and today it's at 120. I mean, these are the things that you guys got to look at. One thing that caught my attention this morning, but I couldn't jump on it fast enough, is First Solar. Now, actually, I like First Solar on any pullback, if there is. If not, I will definitely get in it. Gap up, very strong move, great move. So what did initially the stock do, right? Stock broke out at 180 to 195 range. Took a quick trip to 300. I mean, look, if you're trading options, that's multiple thousands of dollars in there, right? Then it broke down, broke to 20. You don't want it. Broke to 50. Then now goes sideways. This may pull back and go sideways some more, but where is resistance? Right here, okay, at 245. And if that stock takes out 245, it's going to revisit the higher or make a new high. So you get in. Again, somebody asked about MACD. That's why I bought MACD. MACD was sideways, 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 sideways. Now, actually, this is called something called a bullish divergence. If you guys see the MACD down here about 200 to 210, you guys see where the MACD value is, right? I'll have my cursor highlighted. The stock actually yesterday tested the same low right on the 200 EMA. Okay, there's your buy point. Low risk trade. You're going to risk this low right here at 195. You buy the stock at 201. 5-point risk, nothing. 2% risk for all the upside. Sure enough, I didn't buy it yesterday, but then I'm like, okay, well, the market turns negative. And this morning, stock was only up 4. Here's the 2-minute chart. And market sold off, and stock is going the other way. Here it is, right? It opens up strong. Market's selling off. Okay, look at the S&P 500 chart, what the market is doing versus what this stock is doing. Now you guys understand about outperformance and under. See, market's selling off. This is the same time frame. Market sold off hard this morning. What did First Solar do? First Solar completely. First Solar right here. Look at the difference. While the market's selling off, this thing is going up. So what is that? What do you think is going to happen when the market bases or bottoms and turns up? This is going to fly. Well, sure enough, from being only up 5, 6, up 25. Those are the ones. If you're going to day trade, that's your target. That's your signal that this thing is acting very strong from the open. And it's not going down when the market's selling off, and when the market turns, it's going to fly. Well, sure enough, it flew. So now looking back at the daily, I'll look at end phase in a minute because they kind of go together on a delay. I like the chart. I've it based quite enough. It may go a little bit more sideways, but now if you look at on the daily MACD, on the last time when the stock hit the 200 EMA, MACD is here. Stock bounced to about 240, pulled back all the way to the 202 level. Now look where MACD is at. See, the MACD value, MACD value is higher now at the same price when it was retesting 200 than it was before. So that's a bullish divergence. MACD is putting in a higher high while the stock is at the same price. That means a good thing. So put FSLR on your watch list, please. Let's look at end phase. End phase is not the same, but stock's going sideways. So keep watching it. If it breaks about 127, 130 level, bye-bye. See you later. But not a buyer yet. If you have any questions, please shoot. I'm going to look at the screen in a minute, but let me go through the S&P 500. This is the daily spider. Daily spider. Put the bottom in. Obviously, we know the V bottom, right? Retested the high, kind of rolled over, but now, today, we're putting a key reversal day to the upside. Outside day. This could be an outside week, actually. Very strong move, right? It looked like death at the first 2 hours of the day. And now, it looks great. But we'll see where it closes. I may actually short the S&P 500 for the day now. Let me look at the 2-minute chart. No reason. So you see, yeah, I bought it right here. Right here. In fact, let me show that trade. These are the trades. So see, you guys will see all the trades that I did. Yeah, spiders. I paid $492, $446, sold them at $521 to $557. What are they now? But I never look back at the trade. But then I'm pretty sure some of you are going to say, "Oh, you dumb shit! You shouldn't have sold it." Well, let's take a look at it. The same options. Those were the 540 options. 540 options. See how comfortable I am with Thinkorswim now? I almost know what the hell I'm doing. 540 options, $11. Holy shit. That's all. Yeah. Well, I wouldn't have held it this long anyway. It was a day trade. So those were the same options that I bought at 462 or whatever I said, and 492. $11. That's what zero DTEs do if you're the right way. But these are not zero DTEs. These are the weeklies, expire Friday. So for all the jockeys who are going to say, yeah, if I had kept it, if I had done this, if my uncle had balls, I'm like, bro, it doesn't work like that. You do the trade, you're happy with the money you made, you move on. 1135. My average was 462. Let me see. Yeah, I think my average was 462. Yep. 446, 492, 462. Okay. And now they're 11. Well, if I kept it, if let's say they're $5, now they're 11, up $6 on 20 options, that's 12 grand. So I left 11 grand on the table. It's okay. I'm not worried about it. But yeah, full transparency. Who's doing this on YouTube for you guys? I honestly, I didn't think it would go that far. Actually, I will give it a crack. So let me see where the S&P 500 is. Yeah, 550.52. Let's do 550.52. 550 puts. 550 puts are 290.91 for expiration on Friday. They were as high as 10.5 and as low as 286, which is right now, which is S&P 500 is breaking out some more. Okay, we will buy some puts for a trade. but the trend is definitely up. Let's look at look at that S&P 500 2-minute chart. Beautiful, right? Although there's a little bit of a bearish divergence developing on MACD, but then it hasn't been a pullback. I mean, there's just one, after the first initial rush, there was one pullback, and that was it. Now it's hugging the VWAP. Yeah, I mean, it's beautiful. Let's look at my other positions real quick. Upstart 35.26, almost at a new high. Cool. Zim 18.27. Are we going to take profits? I have sell orders up there. See, this is what beautiful thing is with Thinkorswim. It shows you your position, 50 lots. Now the position's up about 2,100, up 80%. I have an order to sell 10 of them, 10 calls at a buck, $1.10, $1.20, $1.30. So that's what I do. I scale in, I scale out. I ain't going to sell all 50 and I'll keep 10. After the double, you took your money out, all of it. You took your handsome profit out. And then the 10 is your, you know how people say play with house money? By the way, there is no such thing. It is your goddamn money. If it ain't in your pocket, it ain't your money. So people go, I'm playing with house money. I'm like, there's no such thing. It was your money. There's no house money. Whatever. Upstart, let's see where I'm at. Actually, that position I'm just going to liquidate first. Not maybe while we're talking. 65 calls. Up about 900. I'm up about 10%, 8.3%. I don't know. I think I give it a little bit another day, maybe. If I can get him to about 210 or so, 50 cents, 65 options, about $3,700. So yeah, we'll hold on to that a little bit. Hain options 775, only down 6 cents now. Man, miracle of miracles. If this thing gets up to about 850 next week or so, those options will be 15 cents. That's a triple. I'm still, look, my buy is still negative on the market, but then I think we're going to cut the rates, obviously. We all know we're going to cut the rates. How much is the rate cut? It's on the 18th, by the way. Put it on your calendars. I think after the rate cut, we'll get a little bit better reaction, and I think after that, we'll just start selling off. So my bias is still negative, but then I survive. I'm not worried about it. So yeah, those are my positions. I'll go back to the screen, talk to you guys a little bit more, answer some questions. Already an hour. Holy crap. Okay. So on my day trading stuff, right? If I'm going to day trade, I showed you guys how to scan for stuff, right? The most advanced decline percentage-wise on NASDAQ and New York Stock Exchange. We'll look at some of those if there is something to be done there. But this is a 2-minute chart. So clean chart, no lines. I have the 2050 and 200 EMA. I mean, that's a period EMA, obviously, not daily. I have my MACD. I have the volume. That's it. That's all I have. So clear uptrend since it bottomed at 540. Again, why did I buy it at 540? If you look at the 10-minute, 10-day chart, it came right to this low right here. And I said, yeah, I'll give it a daily shot. I thought it would just move maybe from 540 to 542. I didn't think it would have this kind of a move. But then it goes to show you, right? I should have scaled out, actually. But it's okay. So now, so that's that. Another thing I watch on the intradays is 1 hour out, 60-minute charts. Again, you got to pull back a little bit, obviously, and to get a better idea of where a lot of people trade on 2 minutes when they're trading 0 DTEs, 1 minute, 2 minute. I have 5, 10, 60 that I watch because I'm not a day trader. But then I pay attention, obviously, to the daily chart, right? I mean, daily's right at the 20 EMA. This is the daily EMA, by the way, right at it. It couldn't be any closer. So we'll give it a shot on the short side. MACD is still down, rolled over, but then this could be a little bit of an interesting situation here. Let's look at some Mag 7s. Apple. No man's land. Meta, the strongest one. no man's land. I mean, look, this is the triple Qs, by the way. Yeah. Again, outside day. Yeah, right, almost at the 50, 20 EMA, the yellow line. Not sure. The worst one is Amazon. Amazon and Microsoft are the worst looking Mag 7s. Actually, Amazon, yeah, it's trying to break out 182. This is the breakout level right here. Microsoft, yeah, trying to get its shit together. Yesterday there were huge moves in two of the major banks, JP Morgan, waterfall. I mean, huge volume, right? It was breaking down under the 20, under the 50. Support at 200 at 192. I would pay attention to it there. Goldman Sachs, same thing. Big down day while the market's not going down. You got to watch that. They're rotating in out of these stocks. You guys can see money coming out of it. You guys see the distribution. Carvana, one of my favorites, finally start breaking down. Yep, under its 50, under its 20. The trees don't grow to the sky. It's the first time actually Carvana went under its 50 appreciably. So my favorite now is going to be for next week, or for until Friday anyway, FSLR. First solar, let's look at the 2-minute on that one. If there's an entry point. Yeah, I'm going to look at some options in it right now. First solar, they're going to be expensive. Stock is $230. So give yourself enough time that stock may go sideways, or I may do a call spread on this, debit spread. I'll take a look at it any second. So yeah, I have profits on all positions actually. And then I'm never saying no to taking profits. Zim 1825, high of 1830, right at the high. Okay, I'm okay with that. Let's look at the daily on that, and then I'll answer some questions. Yeah, it's right at the 20 EMA. Mid Bollinger is about 19, so it's got probably another 3/4 of a point. And we'll see. We'll see where that goes. So my idea on this trade was stocks earnings came out, they popped it up, gapped it up. Of course, what they do after they gap up on beautiful earnings, they stock goes to almost 24. They sell it off, walk it down. This is the power of the algos. They walk it down all the way to 16, 24 to 16. I go, okay, it's pulling back towards 200. It's a low risk trade. Let me give it a shot with some cheapy options, 50 cents. Well, that 50 cents is about to turn into $1, and hopefully $1.25 to $1.50. I'll be out of there because I have 50 of them. Yeah, position is up 80%. I mean, the bid and ask on these is really wide. So if you did buy these, please put a limit order. Don't put a market order. Market maker will rip you off. Let's look at let's look at Zim options, what the spread is like. See, Vic, aren't you proud of me? How good I am at this shit now? Here's my options. Here's my sell orders in there already. 87 bid, 97 offer. See, that's the problem. My offer is where? Here are all my sell orders for the day. 10 at 1, 10 at 110, 10 at 120, 10 at 130. I like it. The 10 at 1 has a chance because 87, 97. Okay, pretty decent. 10-cent spread on an 80-cent option is ridiculous. Upstart is not that wild, but still. Yeah, so when you're trading options, please limit orders. Unless you're trading like index options, because market maker will definitely rip you off. Upstart stock is 35, 165, 170 position. Yeah, I'm up a little bit on that position, so I gotta be really careful with that position. 65 calls is pretty big position, so 65 calls at $1.61 cost, about $10,000 risked. So we need to be really careful with that. Let's look at First Solar. If there is something to do there. I'm gonna go with October, 37 days to go. Let's see. What do we have here? Stock is where? 233.75. Let's look at 250 calls. Jesus, they're $10, bro. Holy shit. That's like 4.5%, 15 points out of 17 points out of the money. Yeah, too rich. Although I could go with a debit spread, 250, 280. 250, 280 is 7. So you know what a debit spread is, right? So I'm buying the 250 calls and I'm selling the 280 calls against it. Same expiration, same, just two different strike prices, 250, 280. So instead of putting out 10, I'm going to put out 6.5 because I'm buying one and selling the other one against it. So it's 6.5. And my max gain on this is 30 points. So I'm risking 6.5 to make 30. So it's 5-to-1 risk almost. So what could happen to this position? If the stock doesn't move or goes sideways or goes down, all I can do is lose a 6 point or 6.5 point. $10. IVs, okay, it's at 53.5%. I don't know why the stock is up 28%. I haven't read the news. Let me read the news on it. Let me see why this thing is up so much. Was it because of the debate yesterday? I doubt it. Did somebody? I didn't watch the debate. I watched 10 minutes. I couldn't stand it. Let's see. First Solar. Shares of solar stocks are higher. The sector may be reacting. Bullshit, I say to that. The sector may react to the last night's Trump's Harris. Oh, I was right. And comments from VP Harris. What did she say? Honest to God, what the fuck did she say? Hey, Vic, how do we fix this? He needs to give me the news, Vic. Vic! Why isn't it giving me the whole news? Oh, this is the headline. Apologies, Thinkorswim or Vic. Why First Solar Energy to Ross Harris' strong debate performance? Who gives a shit? Okay, if that's the only catalyst, I ain't touching it. Okay, never mind. It'll go sideways. It'll go lower. I'll buy it on a pullback. Although I do like the chart. I definitely like the chart. Okay. Okay, cool. So this is the 10-minute, 60-minute, 1 hour, 30-day. Yeah, it's breaking out. I just got to be patient with this. So be patient with First Solar, please. I'll probably squeeze at the end of the day. No reason to chase. None whatsoever. Okay. Yeah, Upstart is going to be the winner or the loser for me from being down a couple thousand. Oh, by the way, those are the best trades. From being a couple of thousand to up few hundred are your best trades. Those are the best trades of my career. You know, when you're in a hole and you average down, which you shouldn't, and then the market helps you with it, right? Because market could have just died. It didn't. It turned. And on the daily chart of Upstart, where's my target? That's the first green day up. I like it. I mean, you know, I'm pretty sure it'll get up to 36.5 at least, if not 38. Then bye-bye. You guys will watch probably much. If it happens tomorrow, you won't watch it. But on Friday, you'll probably watch me sell it. Zim is at my target. But I think I'll give it a, you got to give your trade some time to work for you, even if they go against you initially, but then at some point you got to cut the losses short. So on the Zim, when I bought 50 of them, averaged down again, you know, at 51 cent cost. So most I can lose is $2,500, right? But then I knew where I bought it. I knew what my risk was, and I expected a bounce back rally. Okay, well, it's bouncing back. So what else is there to say? It's doing exactly what I expected it to do. So stock sold off after the earnings from 24 to 16. That's 8 points. 50% correction is, right? What is that? 4 points. 16 plus 4 is 20. So ultimately, in the next few days or a week, I have until October 18th. So I have 37 days. That's why I buy sometimes a month out. You just give the trade, you know, time to work itself out. So yeah, just keep it everything, you know. First Solar, I'm definitely on it. Nvidia, I was on it. Nice chart, actually. I mean, honestly. But again, it's in resistance right at its 20 EMA now. I see more sideways on Nvidia than anything else, but I think if Nvidia does break out, it's going to get to $200. And this is the breakout level right here. It's like it's a much bigger version of this little thing that it did back here. So don't forget about it. Stock is up 6.5 points, man. 114.71, pretty decent day for Nvidia. Spiders. Yeah, where I thought it would stop, it stopped. Retesting. Yeah, I may actually buy, not the October's, weekly for 550s. There's $3. Let's keep an eye on those puts. On the next leg up to 550.5, I may, what's the IV on those? About 18, 19? Yeah, it's pretty decent. Okay, that works. Let's go back and answer some questions and chit chat with you guys. So those are my positions. Pretty good. Pretty good day. Pretty good day. All right, let's see. Damn. Exactly, Vic. Yes, that's okay. So let's go through the comments. Sorry, you were in New York. Yes, I was. Did you? No, I didn't. I showed you my SPY. MACD settings. I answered. Is it? No, no, not at all. No, no. You can trade the stock. I mean, options. Look, on options, you have to be right in the direction and the duration. That's a difficult thing to do. So I would suggest you start with the stock. So when I said buy Upstart a couple days ago, I'm buying Upstart options. You could have bought the stock, 100 shares, 10 shares, 5 shares, 5,000 shares, 5 million shares, whatever. And you could have bought it at about 32 range, so 35. So it's 10%. So you probably would make more money than I will but on options it's leveraged, right? One options equals 100 shares. So 65 options is 6,500 shares worth. But limited risk, and big upside on the options, but absolutely not. You can buy shares of the equities that I'm mentioning. No need. Everything has an underlying equity, right? So you can buy the equity. Yeah, Vic said something. That's true. You never look back. Yeah, I know. What's to say? Damn, customer here in 10 minutes. FOMO will be setting in. No FOMO. This is not the FOMO place here. All right, good question. Do you do spreads or so? Absolutely. I was just talking about actually for solar spread. You could have bull spreads, bear spreads, straddles, strangles, butterfly spreads. There is unlimited. So if you bought the books that I suggested, one was an option book at the start of the channel. I don't know how many, 3 months ago. You should read those. At least know what the heck I'm saying. Because I talk fast, and especially when it comes to this, I think everybody knows what I know, which is a huge mistake on my part. I all figure out, they all know what I'm saying, so why do I have to explain it? Then I catch myself and I go, maybe they don't know what I'm saying. So yeah, you could definitely do spreads. Spreads are kind of limited. Covered calls for sure. If you've been selling covered calls on Nvidia for the last 2 months, you'd be doing fine. Just lowering your cost basis. So let me see. I said something that didn't make sense to most of you. Covered call. What's a covered call? Okay, so here's an example. I bought a stock, ABC stock at 10. No, actually, let's give the example of existing things. Nvidia. So I bought Nvidia at 100. Nvidia goes to 120. Well, you can create income out of a stock by selling way out of the money options while the stock is at 120. So I could do it weekly. I could do it monthly. I could have sold. You could sell because you have the underlying shares. You have 100 shares, let's say. You could sell $150, $160 call options. And you're selling the call option because you own the underlying equity. You will take that money in as credit into your account. Okay? So when you take the money into your account, And most likely that thing is going to expire worthless. Two things are going to happen to that option that you sold. Time decay is going to melt it down if NVIDIA doesn't move much, or especially move down or up. But now it has to get to 150 for that person to make money, whoever bought bought the options from you, because you're the seller. So here's two things that can happen. Those options are either going to expire worthless. In most cases, 98% of options expire worthless. Or NVIDIA took off, went above 150, let's say, but you owned it at 100. What will happen is that when it goes up, the person who bought those options from you, the call options, has the right to take your stock away at 150. So what did you do? Well, when the stock was at 100, you created some income. Most likely that thing is going to expire worthless, and then you can do it again. You do that on stocks that are kind of going basing or going sideways. You keep selling premium as opposed to buying premium. You only buy premium when you think there's going to be a major move in something. Because when the thing is going sideways, right, theta is going to absolutely, that's decay. That's one of the Greeks. Hopefully you guys know the Greeks. Is going to absolutely wipe you out, right? Because they're going to expire worthless. They're going to hit the wall. So, but when things are moving in a direction, then when you buy options, right? And then, but covered calls is you own the underlying asset, you sell the option, you create income, monthly, weekly income for yourself. But the only downside of that is, let's say if you did that at NVIDIA at 50 and you bought the stock at 50 and stock is at 75 and you sold $100 calls. So when the stock takes off, which it did at 100, they will take it away from you at 100. However, you can stop that. How do you stop that? You can buy the options back before they expire from the seller or from the marketplace, and then keep your shares. So you have a lot of choices when you own the underlying shares. You have a lot of choices. So yes, covered calls, definitely. Spreads, I just talked about, for solar. Definitely. There are many different spreads. There was calendar spreads, there was bull spreads, debit spreads, credit spreads, all kinds of things. You guys need to read the book on that. Vic says, now getting ready to short the S&P. Okay. It's not rocket science. Okay. Yes, FSLR on debate. Go to the right side news, grab tab. Oh, okay. Thanks, Vic. All right. So any other questions? Should we hang out some more? Sure. Maybe hang out another 15 minutes. Any other questions? Please shoot the questions. Don't be shy. There are no bad questions. All right. So Vic says he's ready to short the S&P 500. So Vic, are you ready to do it? Should we do it together? Should we? 550.30. I'm going to go with the 550s. They're 290.92. Let's take a look at the chart. And if we're going to pull the trigger, Vic, let's pull the trigger. I'm not trading because you all are here and I feel peer pressure. Don't ever do that. If it's in your target range and you think it's correct, that's the only way to do it. Don't do it because Vic said so or I said so. 550.45. Okay. So you guys will never, ever see me trade because you all are watching and I have to do something. Hell no. Why would I do that? That's stupid. But if I he may be right. So it's just, we're just at a point that, with a little risk to the upside, I think it's the right call. Okay. We'll leave upstart here. 550.40. Okay, we'll see. If it makes a new high, there's no chance of that. Although I think, yeah, let's see. Yeah, especially if it breaks the 20 EMA, 20 period EMA. Trade. 550s are 293.302. All right, Vic, you're getting your pullback. Your 0 DTE. Next leg to 550.30. I'm buying the puts. I'll get in and out 5, 10 at a time. You guys don't have to do that. You can do one at a time. No need to do what I'm doing. Okay. So patience, always patience. Well, yeah. Okay. I mean, this pattern repeated Vic like 6 times already on its way up. What makes you see? What makes you think it's going to pull back? The Morse is going to pull back to about 549 or down to 548 and change. So I don't know if this is going to be like a hugely profitable thing for you. They'll probably stop you out. Yeah, I mean, it didn't. It came down to the 20 period EMA and then just bounced right back up. So new highs coming up, most likely. Yeah, Zim 1816. I'm fine there. Yeah, when the market's strong, Vic, you can't go. You can't pick tops. What were your odds? Like, actually, this is a good lesson for all of you watching. What would have been the better trade when the market bottomed, went up? Buying on pullbacks would be the better trade than what Vic is doing now. Vic is trying to pick a top on a 2-minute chart that's already proved itself. Like, how many times did this touch? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? He's like picking a top, saying, "This is putting the line in the sand. This will be it." Well, what happened 5 times previous to that? What happened? I don't know. New highs. 2-minute anyway. That's all we can look at. Let's look at the 10-minute. Yeah, on the 10-minute, he's got a point. It's like right into resistance right here, just like it was a support, right? So if you're going to pull the trigger, Vic, I would pull the trigger right about 551.18, somewhere in that range. And, maybe expect to pull back to 548. But other than that, I wouldn't be shorting. I'd rather buy on pullbacks today anyway. Remember, today is Monday. I mean, 9/11. Okay, one more red candle. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. This is it, Vic. If you shorted it, you better break here. You better take out this little low right here of 549.35. If it don't, this will be another touch and go probably. Okay. Let's see if you guys have any questions. Okay, no questions. Okay. All righty. Anything else? Can I help you guys with something else? So I will end it in like in 11 minutes. An hour and a half is good. So I'll see you guys power hour on Friday. So on the regular power hour, I will talk about some topics, 4 or 5 topics, and then I'll get into my positions and things like that. But these are one of these lives I'm going to do. Maybe I'll just do them longer, but then I don't know. You guys will get bored because I'm not trading actively, because I'm not a day trader. I said that a million times before. So if you guys are expecting me to day trade because you all are watching, you are fooling yourselves. I ain't doing that for my mother, let alone you guys. But yeah, the proper trade here is definitely for a rollover, but trend is up, man, just like this. When it clearly does break down, though, I think Vic has a point. Vic definitely has a point. Yeah. 3 bucks. It held big. Now what are you gonna do? Now what are we gonna do? It's holding. So this is again for people who are watching now. It's a 2-minute chart. You guys can see the chart, right? I'm hoping you guys can. 2-minute chart of the S&P 500 for the whole day. So open, took a dump, massive rally. On the daily chart, this looked really constructive actually. This is the daily, 1 year, 1 day. Outside day, potentially outside week if the week closes really on a strong note. I still, again, my bias is negative, so I'm really tippy-toeing in and out, trying to hit singles as opposed to home runs. Singles are what I gotta do until I see a clearer picture, which I'm not seeing at the moment. So that's why you don't rush. So definitely watching. I told you guys watching First Solar. Yeah, definitely watching this. It's a 1-day wonder, but that's why you don't buy it on the day of the catalyst. I mean, 25 points is a lot because Kamala said something. I ain't sure about that. No need to get trapped. That's why. Gotta be patient. Patience is the 3 P's, right? Remember the 3 P's? Patience, position, and planning. You gotta have a plan. You gotta have patience. I had patience today all the way down to add to my existing positions, but also to buy the weekly options on the S&P 500. So now you got to be patient. Nothing but an uptrend. Okay, I missed literally 80% of this uptrend, which is fine. But now it's I do believe the market's at an inflection point for the rest of the day. It's only 11:20. So if they're going to sell it off, they'll probably sell it off last 45 minutes. So, but so far, higher high, higher lows. Can't pick a top. Once it fails, I think the sell-off will come in if it takes off at 49.45-ish, 549.40 range. That's the reaction low. So at the moment, I'd be guessing if I shorted the market right here for the day anyway. For the day. So yeah, but I may do it. But then you guys may not be watching it. Well, I'll tell you guys on Friday if I did it. I'll take a screenshot and show it to you guys. My positions are fine. I'm not a day trader. I'm like a swing and position trader. So therefore, you may get bored, but you learn a lot. You learn actually by watching me. You learn how to be patient. No need to be a hummingbird. Trust me, people. I've done all of it. I've done all the mistakes. See, 550.40, it held, curling up. Yeah, that's why when you're going against a trend and trying to pick a top, it's really difficult. See, there you go. There comes the squeeze. And now if I'm going to buy it, maybe make 20 cents on an option. Yeah, there comes the squeeze. Yep. Takes out the high at, almost 551. Yeah, about 551. What was that high I told you, Vic? 551 what? Right here. Yeah, five. Well, that's pretty high from pretty far away from here. About 551.50. At that point, I may be interested. Although on the 10-minute Bollinger Bands opened up, when we got the sell off, they open it up and then they bottom it. They match the bottom, the old bottom, non-stop rally, 10-minute, 10-day chart. I mean, there is definitely resistance all the way up, 551.5. Then the next leg is going to be 553.75. Next resistance is at 556.85. And then obviously the old high, about 564. So, patience. Let's see. Yeah, 550s are 284 now, 285. They were $3. 550.42. So if you do short it here, like Vic suggested, your stop is going to be really tight, like 20 cents, 30-cent stop. Because if it does make a new high, they'll take it to 551, and then that's where it's going to be. So if you're guessing here, or assuming this is a top, short-term top anyway, daily top, and if you're day trading, that would be my suggestion. It is the right place to do it if you're going to pull the trigger. Limited risk, risk a little bit, risk new highs for the day, and then hope for a couple hundred, handles down. I mean, 200 points, bips down, because it's right at the high. I mean, 550, 50. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't short it. I would wait for the break before I short it, because market has a way of grinding up just like it did before. And when the buyers step in, this is a tough market to short. Very tough. Very tough. I mean, shorting was this morning, Vic. Where were you? Where were you here? When it went from 550 to 540. I mean, you went 10 points, man. Where were you in the 10 points? Right? Come on now. So now, I mean, higher highs, higher lows. Why is it so bearish? I don't see anything bearish. It's just building a bull flag or continuation pattern. If they roll it over, he's going to have a point. But right now, no. What is there to short here? I don't see it. You know what I mean? There it goes. There you go. See what I mean? See how they do it? There it is. There it is, people. 551. See? Buy the pullback, right? That's the trend of the day. So 551.50 is the next one. There you go. They take out 551. A quick trip to 551.50 is coming up. Yep. Honestly, I will give it a crack about 551.25 to 551.50. And then we'll see where we go with it. Yep, 551.03. Let's look at the trade screen. 550s are 260. Let's buy 5 of those. 551.20 range, I'll buy it. Don't fuck around now. Let's get to 551.20 change. There you go. 551 and change. Boo. Come on, one more shot. Patience, patience. They squeeze, good volume squeeze. 551.20. You're not going to give me that? Of course you are. There you go. There it is. Okie dokie. There we go. See that right there? 551.20. Let's buy it. We just bought 5. We bought 5 puts. We bought them at 253. That's our cost. Let's see if we can make lunch money. Just for you guys. And then I'll add 5 at 551.40, and then that's it. That's all we can do. Proper trading. Get your order ready at 551.30 range. See, this is going Vig's way. Instead of buying the pullback, is just short the anticipate the top. Wrong thing to do. But I wouldn't do it because he's doing it. I'm doing it because I think there's actually decent potential here. What do we pay for those? 253? Yeah, we're even. We're fine. 253 on the first lot. I'll add a 551.40, and then let's see where we go. Okie dokie. So we have 5 puts. 5 puts. Actually, MACD bearish divergence. All these highs on lower MACD valuations. You guys see this on the 2-minute, but I really don't pay too much attention to it, to be honest with you. I look at MACD more daily occurrence than anything else. So, even on this trade, even if it pulls back to its 20 EMA, 20 day, not daily, intraday EMA, I'll make some money. But I will add any second now at 551.40 range if it gets there. And then we'll play for that short-term little adrenaline rush that everybody day trades for. I don't know why people do this. Doesn't make sense. I mean, to me, again, don't get offended if you're a day trader. Not, there it goes. See, 551.28. Gets to 551.40. I'll add. I shall add 551.43. Let's add 15. No, you're not going to give it to me? Of course you are. Where are we at? We entered the order at 240 to 38. Where do we order it? 238. Okay, it's fine. 238 coming up. Okay, we're done. So we got 10 puts now. 10 puts with an average down $75 with an average of 245. And we'll see where we go. We'll add a 551.70 and then we'll take our loss and be done with it. But it's interesting. That's why you don't press positions like this, because you're going counter trend. But I think it's proper at the moment. 551.56. Yeah, we're right at the resistance right here. 551. 65.70 is the last bit. We should have a profit now. 10 puts, 550s. We're up 75 bucks. Should we eat lunch? Vic, what do you say? 551.04. We're up 105. 100 bucks. How fast do you guys make 100 bucks? I don't know. It's not worth anything these days, those 100 bucks, is it now? Yeah, I like that. Let's see if we can take out 551. If we take out 551, we may have a chance of a couple $100 here. Maybe 250. Or a rip. One or the other is going to happen. Either we're going to get a real quick pullback to the 550.5, or we're going to get a rip. Let's see. So we're going to take out 551. And then once we take out 551, it could get interesting. Okie dokie. Nope, resilient. Down 20 bucks. Even. So my even is 551.30, 33, it looks like. Okay, that's good. We'll see. Maybe a pullback down to here. We'll find out. Or a new high. 551.60. I'll add actually 5. So, yeah, market's strong. It's all good because I'm long a whole bunch of other shit, so I don't mind. So this is almost like a hedge. Remember, we talked about a hedge, about other positions. See, 35.11 on Zimmer. I mean, I'm long a lot, actually. I'm long like a few hundred options. So this is almost like a hedge, which I don't mind. I mean, I will not let it get out of hand, of course. Don't get me wrong. And now we're looking at a couple $100 loss, probably. Yep, 170 loss. See, full transparency, people. I don't mind the loss. I'm probably up a shit ton. I already took an $800 or $700 profit in the morning, which could have been $11,000 profit, actually, come to think of it. So we are right where we need to be. Yep, right here. 551. Yeah. Okay. We're fine. We are fine. We are fine. All right, let's see if you guys have some questions. I'm still in the position. I'm watching it. Don't worry. Okie dokie. What else? Let's see if you guys have questions. Any questions? Oh, look at that. He goes, take and run. Come on, don't. I never on losing trade. Come on, Sergio. I won't short here. You said you are shorting. Getting ready to short, you said. Oh, okay, I got you. Okay. You shorted this morning. Okay, then why are you still waiting? Can you minimize you, Sergio, and show screen too? Oh, good point. How do I do that? Okay, let me see if I can do that. You mean not my face on the side, right? Is that what you mean? Okay. How do I do that though? Okay, hold on a second. It should be the whole screen. Isn't it the whole screen? Guys? Rich? Isn't it the whole screen? Okay, right now you're seeing me as the whole screen. So now you should see the screen. You shouldn't be seeing me at all. Is it true? You guys are seeing the whole screen. Is that right? Hello? No, I can't see the chat now. I need two screens. That's what I need. No. Okay. Yes, no. Which one to yes, which one to no? I don't know. Okay. We only see you. Okay, how about, okay, now I'm going to put, how about this? You guys see the screen now? Right? Okay, I'm going to come back now and you guys better say yes. Okay, this is the whole screen right there. You guys see me? Or the screen. So when I get back, please say screen or something else, whatever. Let's see. Still showing me. Why? Okay, we remove, we add. Ah. Okay, let's remove this comment. Okay. Hold on. I think I figured it out. We do this. That's me. We do this. That's that. We do that. That's that. Okay, we need to make sure this is the whole screen. So we remove this. Okay. And we add. And then we go to this. Why is it doing that? I don't know. Okay. Can you guys see the screen? Okay, cool. You guys are seeing the screen and me, correct? Yes? Now it's showing the screen. Okay, perfect. Now we go here. Done. No, we got stopped out of the other position. We don't need that. 552.46. Melt up coming. It's good for my other positions though. It's fine. Yep. Okie dokie. Okay. All right. So I'm going to end the stream because I got to go to the little bathroom. But I'll be back on Friday. So make sure you join me to listen to the topics and we'll do this again for a couple hours. If you guys are enjoying this, please put a thumbs up. Please share. Please help the channel grow. And okay, cool. Yeah, I had to remove and add. That's what I had to do. Anything else you guys asking me? Ask me. Or you see me Friday, or figure out questions for Friday and ask me on Friday. Okay. An hour and 45. I think that's pretty decent. Okay, cool. Thumbs up, please. Much love. We'll see you guys Friday. So I showed you my positions. I showed you what they are. This is not trading advice. This is not financial advice. If you follow me and it goes sideways, I am not responsible. Past performance does not indicate future results. So everybody on their own in this in this game. But I will do my best, be as transparent as I can. As I said, I sold my NVIDIA calls. I added to my UPSD calls. I added to my, they're both working, so I added to my Zim calls. I bought some lottery tickets on Hain Celestial. I had the stock before. I'm watching Affirm. I'm definitely watching for solar. Boring life. But then I'm a position trader, not even a scalper. I'm a position and a swing trader. So that's all I can say. And on Friday, we'll come back and see you guys again. Have a great one. Have a profitable tomorrow. And Go remember the people who fell on 9/11, because that was a special day. And always remember,